Hey guys, so Derek and myself were just on a staff call and we started talking about the announcements from EOS yesterday. And I'm like, stop, we need to record this and like share it to everyone. So this is actually take two of the first recording. I was sitting in a different part of the villa and the internet just decided that it really didn't want to work. So let's just have a quick little sneaky view of the villa. It is incredible here. I'm actually surprised that they even have internet here. Dirk's actually in Japan.
Yeah, you can see I'm in Osaka. That's my view.
My favorite city. So jealous right now, man. I'm just here in my office. Peace.
And Derek's in the bunker in the office. Bunker.
Yeah.
In Bangkok. He's got a window though. We gave him a window.
I do have a window.
He's doing ICO research, but he has a window.
So you can't see me change of the chair here, but I do have a window.
So yeah, what was really interesting for me yesterday is I'll just kind of give some of my insights into EOS and then I'll hand it over to Derek and then we'll probably finish off with Dirk. What I found really interesting is there was massive hype about this announcement going up to it, leading up to it. People were buying EOS like crazy. I think it got to about $25 Australian on some exchanges. It breach the $20 mark on CoinMarketCap USD? I think it breached it almost breached it.
Very close.
It found its resistance like right at that level, and people were buying it like blindly because there was an announcement coming, which is very common in this market. And then the announcement happened, and it actually plummeted from the high 19, almost $20 mark down to about the $14, $15 mark as soon as the announcement happened. But the announcement, in my opinion, should have meant that the coin got up another 10 or 20% because of the incredible nature of what they talked about. And one of those things was there's a number of different things. One of the things that Derek's going to be talking about is about the airdrop side of things. The main CEO or the development CEO that's been brought on board is the ex-CEO of the biggest exchange in the world, Bitstamp, which I don't know about leadership. I don't know what talks more about leadership than having the CEO of the biggest exchange in the world coming on board. But the airdropping side of things was...
Sorry to hop in there. I think it was BitThumb.
Yeah, Korea.
So BitThumb. Yeah, you're right. It is. That's right. My apologies. So, but the biggest part is the airdropping side of things that they were talking about, and how this is like, commerce 2.0 or technology company 2.0. And Derek, you used like a really, really good analogy on our staff call about Microsoft. Do you want to just jump in now and give them that analogy?
Yeah. So basically what EOS is trying to do is create the next generation operating system that, all applications will run on in the future. So you could kind of think of it like Microsoft and a hedge fund combined into one like giant entity, because what they're doing with the airdropping is EOS, or actually like the parent company that they formed called Block One, they now have over $1 billion from doing this ICO. And by the time the ICO is done, they'll probably have like $2 billion privately. And then they have all these other venture capital funds funding them as well. And so they're just going to take that money and directly fund people that are building cool applications. And they're going to take some of those tokens, and then we're all going to get airdrop tokens as EOS holders. So it would be basically like if Microsoft built their operating system and then owned a share in every single company that's ever built anything on top of Windows. So
and the irony
here is absolutely mind-blowing.
It's almost like Microsoft built Encarta, and then Encarta then became a publicly owned company that everyone was contributing to, which is what Wikipedia is, which leads us to the next part. That sounds like a jet ski.
Yeah, somewhere out there.
Yeah. So then they talked about their airdropping the very first token. So this puts you in an incredible position, because the company, what was the company's name? It's
Everpedia.
Everpedia. And the founder of Everpedia was on one of the management team, or one of the co-founders of Wikipedia, but ended up leaving there because he didn't agree with the ethics or the route that Wikipedia was taking. They then announced live on this EOS live stream that they weren't doing an ICO, they weren't going to be raising capital, that they're only going to be airdropping the token. So what does this mean? Anyone who owns EOS is going to get the equivalent of this token or of this coin, meaning if that token is worth, you know, $1 or $2 or $3, and you've got, you know, the same in equivalent to EOS, that's automatically going to be added to your balance. So, yeah, the fact that people were selling off after this announcement I was like, yes, more for me to buy, because they just completely, it just went straight over their head. They completely did not understand what was happening here. And talking about like commerce and technology 2.0, this is like the corporation that's facilitating the growth of this company is contributing back to the people who've already contributed to start with,
right?
You know, in multiple folds, like 5, 10, 15 fold, because of the belief that they have in us as investors in buying the token to start with. It is, you know, the most win-win-win situation you can ever create, which in business, if you can create a win-win situation, you'll have customers for life. So it's phenomenal what's going on, and it just blows my mind that people didn't really see, or the market, I guess, isn't sophisticated enough as yet to see what's actually happening here and see that this is such a game changer that it's like, yeah, you can hear my voice. I'm blown away. Blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another thing also that we haven't talked about too much and don't want to go too much off topic is that basically last year was, so 2017, a lot of stuff there was about, you know, the ICOs, the projects, the ideas. And this year it's going to be a lot about the real world applications. So I think we're going to start seeing a lot of focus and growth in platforms and real world application cryptocurrency. So that would be like Ethereum, it would be like Neo, it would be like Icon, but also obviously EOS, what we're talking about. So EOS ends the ICO phase in about June. So we're still in the ICO phase, which is really, really cool. And after that, you know, we can actually move on to getting real world applications, apps launched, and all that kind of stuff. So this year could be really, really big for EOS.
Definitely.
And Derek, did you end up reading the Reddit article where it talks about how doing a 12-month ICO, can't remember the specifics of it. It's a statement for the moment.
I read that. So basically it allows for an equal distribution, I think, for investors of the smartest people to get in. So a lot of people were hating on the fact that EOS was doing like year-long ICO because, you know, why would you need to do that? But actually it was very smart. I also don't really remember the specifics and I don't want to misquote it or anything. But basically it comes down to by doing this, it allows the greatest equality.
More fairness, right?
Right.
Yeah. More fairness. And it allows more people to get in that really want to contribute to the project rather than, you know, just having a few whales own everything and being able
to. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some of these ICOs now, they have the whitelist, and the whitelist gets filled in like 2 days, and then you can't even buy anything, right? And then it hits the exchanges, and it's like 10x the price immediately. So, I mean, that's a problem for a lot of these ICOs as well.
And it also really rewards the early adopters, like the people that got in and involved in EOS quite early, that saw what they were doing and believed in what they were doing, are the ones that are ultimately going to be getting the most benefit out of it when it does hit exchanges. Like when I first saw this back in August, and it was like $1, $2 a coin, and it got as low as about 40 cents, and I was buying as much as I could. There was a big risk at that point for me to do so, because I could see what they were trying to do, but a lot of what they were trying to do wasn't even talked about publicly yet. It wasn't even announced, wasn't even, you know, being close to being real.
Yeah.
And so those that did buy back then, you guys are getting, you know, the value that you're getting right now is because of your belief in them so early on. So it's very, very interesting. So go buy it.
Perfect frozen moment.
Yeah, perfect frozen moment. What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Guys, thanks for watching.
Thank you guys. See you again soon.
See you soon.